racing this evening, his best start of the season, and his best start at a track that has not been kind to him. In fact, his worst active track with 2 or more starts is right here in Nashville. He's hoping to improve here today. It's already been topped at day 3. He was the fastest at Creedy in practice, Dylan. Although no complaints about his race car.
Again, Justin Allgaier is the concrete key for success here. I asked him what's the secret, like any good race car driver. He said, I don't know. He did say he'd like to translate the feel he has in the car to more than just on concrete. He's always a threat, but especially tonight. Time to go racing in the Music City, 250 miles up next.
And now, here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome Vice Chairboard of the Directors, Tennessee Education Lottery, John Crossland. Drivers, start your engine!
Well, we hope you're ready for some racing on a Tennessee night. It's time for the Xfinity race on the CW. The Group 5 is next with the Booth welcoming us back.
Colton Herta is on pole for tomorrow. Alex Palou is going to start 6th.
You don't like your punches?
Yeah, hold on.
You don't like punches, Cameron?
Hold on.
Okay.
I've always been an active person. Yoga is a big part of who I am. I love how
All right, we're good.
But not long ago, I felt I had to hang up this old yoga mat.
Hey, Jay the Rail Fanner. Before you go to bed, real quick, I was passing through the Elk Grove area. The mechanical bell at Calvine Road is still there, but I didn't get any trains though. So I don't know if it's completely dead or it's been fixed. So just I'll make a post so everyone else will see it. Anyways, what's going on, everyone? Chase fan number 9 here. Welcome to another live stream. Tonight's the Tennessee Lottery 250 at Nashville Super Speedway. Yes, it is still there, surprisingly, after all these years. Anyways, race is 188 laps, 250 miles. Don't know what to expect from this race. For anyone who just saw shortly there before the command, Austin Hill has finished top 10 in every single Nashville race since its return 2021. He starts 2nd, but William Sawalich, who will be on the pole. He definitely needed this after a slow start to this season. So, yeah, let's see how he can do tonight. Justin Allgaier, can't count him out. He definitely looks strong. He's definitely going to be one to watch. He's starting 4th. Nick Sanchez, definitely going to look out for him. Also, Eric Almirola is in this race. He's driving the 19. And we also have Ross Chastain, as you just saw. He's driving the number 9. Then Corey Day, who finished top 5 of the truck race last night, starts 21st. Hope he can have a good race. I hope Taylor Gray could have a good run, too. So, yeah. Goes all the way back to Mason Massey in 38. Oh, yeah, and Sam Mayer's up there, too.
And don't forget Dash's Father's Day or that drive in your life. We've got you covered at the Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best. Sacramento Native American Health Center proudly offers affordable, full health services for all. Located in Midtown and now open in South Sacramento, we're committed to find personalized solutions for every patient, incorporating Native American traditions and values to support your health goals, because everyone deserves quality and compassionate care. We're here for you. Sacramento Native American Health Center. Care, community, culture. Call or visit snahc.org today.
Right. tough.
Nashville, Tennessee is an awesome city.
What?
Music and fun, but tonight the
There wasn't any.
Welcome to Nashville Super Speedway. And it is round 14 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and tonight we begin the second half of the regular season. 26 times these Xfinity cars.
Did you want me down to look at the Sunset Race?
3-mile top field. So good to have you with us on this Saturday night. We partnered with Adam Alexander in the man in the middle, one of our many great guests we'll have in the booth this summer, 2020 Xfinity champ Austin Cindric. I'm glad you're with us, man. Welcome back to the broadcast booth.
Absolutely happy to be here. Great company. It's super cool to be up here talking about Xfinity cars. I've got a soft spot for this series and these cars, and excited to watch a good race.
This is the first time I stood on a box this whole year. I appreciate that.
Broke out the apple box. Hey,
So new.
you have so much knowledge, but you were just on this racetrack, which is so unique. What can we expect tonight?
Yeah, I feel like this racetrack,
Also, Kenny Wallace is racing tonight.
An identity crisis. It doesn't know if it wants to be a short track. It doesn't know what the surface wants out of it. It doesn't know if it's an intermediate. You're going so fast. You're wasting time. So the challenges you experience here in these cars are going to be different than most other racetracks.
And it's so confusing. You and I were just talking about turn one and qualifying. We saw drivers go way deep into the corner, miss it because it's so enticing. It tricks you into thinking, I can throw all the speed in there. And then you go, oh, no. That's not going to work. It's so weird like that.
But guess what? These guys are going to do the same thing on restarts. They're going to think they got all this room to work with and stack on up, and no one's going to have a run off them too.
What about drivers to watch tonight, Carl?
Well, one I have my eye on, he just won the Coca-Cola 600 Star BQ last week. That is Ross Chastain, that JRF number 9 car. He's so motivated in these cars. He has so much fun in Xfinity, but he's wanted to be at Junior Motorsports for over 10 years. He made it happen. He wants to get to victory lane. A lot of motivation there. I think he could be one to watch. Also, the only winner, past winner here in Xfinity at Nashville, Justin Allgaier in the 7, the one we're chasing every single week in this series. At some point, he will be leading this race most likely, and everyone will be chasing him. He qualified for. Watch out, he was really fast on the long run practice.
You know, qualifying happened earlier today. You watched it on the CW app. But for a second straight week, a rookie driver from Joe Gibbs Racing goes out and gets the pole. Second career pole for young William Sawalich. Let's talk to him.
Hey, William, it's Austin Cindric in the CW booth. You got a copy?
Hey, man, what you got?
Hey, nice lap. That's got to feel good, man. What do you think about tonight's race and what's going to take the win?
Yeah, I think we got a pretty strong junior super here today. Just got to stay on front and clean air track for this to be everything. So, first time to know that's going to be crucial. So, we're going to be about that mistake.
Good deal. Have fun, man. Keep it in the win.
Thank you.
Keep it in the wind. I like that wind. A little bit of factor earlier today on track, and we'll see if that plays well here tonight. Mentioned qualifying earlier today, so on the pole. Another rookie that's been impressive, Nick Sanchez.
Yeah, I think Nick Sanchez has been really exciting to watch in every single one of these races, and I think they're continuing to gain speed with that team.
He has been. He's been really awesome. Finishing races as well. Also, Jesse Love started 15th. He finished third here last year after starting last. He's done some big service for himself. He started 15th. Keep an eye on that.
I want to jump back to 25th tonight. Ryan Ellis is coming off his first ever top 10 finish. A lot to celebrate there for he and that team. Congratulations. Hopefully something good tonight.
And a driver making his second start of the season. Jeff Earnhardt started 34th, did 7th here back in 2022. He had a work cut out for him. Big happen.
Eric Almirola back with us racing this weekend behind the wheel of the 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing.
All right, let's have some fun, man. So glad to be back in y'all's race car. Let's go get it done. It's been a minute since we got to celebrate together. So let's go do this.
Got the checker flag earlier this season at Phoenix. That was a run of top 3 finishes for Eric and this 19 team. Not exactly where they want to be lately, but Joe Gibbs Racing historically good at Nashville Super Speedway. And since we started coming back here in 2021, they've won 2 of the 4 races.
They're always fast at these types of tracks where you need grip across it. It just seems like you want to be in a Joe Gibbs Racing car. They just need grip better than other race cars in some fashion or somehow. I don't know how they do it, but they really do. But it's going to be interesting to watch. William Sawalich down there. What does he do?
Well, I think he's picked the right lane. You know, I think new tires on the bottom, easy calls, short calls all the way to the right turn 1. So I think that's going to be interesting. You know, as you get into used tire restarts, as you have a lot of the time here in this series. So think I'll be watching that lane choice all race and watching the choose as well.
This place looks great. Beautiful Saturday night. Aerial coverage provided by the Lucas Oil Helicopter. The classic rookie veteran matchup on the front row. So long as you decide that Austin Hill, driver one for his first career victory next to the driver that's won here 3 times in 2025.
All right, here we go. Pace cars to pit road. Green flag. We are racing at Nashville.
Really solid start for Williams Faulks here. Just go underdrive or overdrive turn one. That's easy to do. Stick to the bottom really well. No fight from Austin Hill on the outside.
Bringing up 41, Sam Mayer getting with us inside row 2. A little bit of a dance there. Hill clear for second. Allgaier coming to the outside lane in the second.
Just Allgaier making the outside work well and 3 and 4, but Sam Mayer might be able to get to the left 30. He doesn't. Justin's going to clear, and that's key to be able to focus on the front two.
The driver that's right here to the bottom lane. These are the first place to be, even Xfinity drivers that moved up and around, but the no run on the racetrack, and as they continue to build, you're going to see guys get higher and higher up the racetrack over the night.
You're always just chasing that rubber here. Like as it lays down, you're trying to get away from it, but you can only go so high, and then eventually you've got to make it work.
And that's what makes concrete racetracks so interesting. One, because the surface layers, you can actually physically see it better than what you can on asphalt tracks, but it picks up really, really easily. So I think as you see Austin Hill dive down, he's got to try and get away from the look a little bit, but got that drive off, able to hit the line, be more disciplined. And I think that's going to pay off. That discipline off of turn 2 is something that you're going to really want out of your race.
Well, it looks like we made it through turn 1 unscathed.
Austin Hill, he looks to the outside now, and you saw him dive down. That's how he drives this racetrack. He just has a super direct line to the bottom, and for some reason it works here. Williams going to have to not let that get to him if he uses a more conventional right on the line. That's just how Austin Hill drives this racetrack.
These drivers back behind him, just outside the top 15. 19, Eric Almirola, 9, Ross Chastain. Hard to imagine we're not going to be talking about them a lot tonight. Shelby Creed has slid a little bit at the beginning with the 0. And right behind him, Sanchez, who's been so hot lately. 3 wide. The 2 is Jesse Love, the 8 is Sammy Smith, and Sandwich Smith.
Wow, Graham Rahal is going to start 5th tomorrow. David Malukas is going to start 2nd. David Malukas in the 4 for AJ Foyt Racing.
Have that short track feel when you can't get a pass side. It's really easy to be impatient as you see about for second here with Allgaier and Hill.
2 drivers that have combined this year to win 5 of our first 13 races. And you can trust
I think it's 102 outside.
Issues from time to time for Allgaier, including last week, can't complete the pass here. And that's the one thing I heard a lot of drivers talk about. At this particular racetrack, you get up to someone, you feel like you've got a better race car just so hard, as we talked about, to complete the pass.
Well, I think it takes discipline to get a pass done at this racetrack because, yeah, it is track position oriented, but, you know, to run an unpreferred line like what you see Allgaier trying to do, and, you know, Austin Hill's trying to wrap the paint, but once you get side by side, it's hard for both guys to complete the corner the way they want to. With these cars, you do have control as an outside car, but that bottom is still the preferred lane is early in the run.
That outside car has so much leverage to be able to take away the air on the right side of your race car. As Justin is going to peek to the inside, you get a little air on that left front headlight. Can't quite get there to sidetrack the 21. Now, what does he choose to do down in the 3?
Well, that decision as a race car driver is so important. You're all stopped up behind another driver. What do you do with it? Allgaier goes right back to the well. Goes for,
3 wide.
3 wide again. Jesse Love's been in the middle of all of this. He's trying to move forward.
Jesse Love, Christian Eckes move.
Drivers here. Jesse Love last year's rookie of the year in front of 2 other rookies. Chelsea's onboard camera. You're riding here with that 16, and Eckes has been so impressive at this racetrack, and right behind him, the 88 Connor Zillich. For Zillich's first ever start at Nashville Super Speedway in any series, this battle happening for 12.
You saw that little wiggle on the Zilch's car there in the center. You know, you're dealing with dirty air as he follows Christian Eckes sort of in his tire tracks. That's something that's really easy to get lulled into doing here. You want to work at just finding minute areas where you can get that left front headlight a little bit lower, even go to the outside and get your right front headlight out, as he does that a little bit into turn 1. You're just trying to get air in the front of the car, help it turn.
Sam Mayer, 4th position.
So this is an extension of that battle we were watching with Austin Hill and Allgaier. That was Justin you know, I guess trying the outside lane there at 1 and 2 didn't work, and Sam Mayer's trying to capitalize.
Momentum and rhythm. It's a big part of the equation at this point.
It is. And you can get lulled in here at times of being really in the zone as you look at the 7 here. Just not going to go a little high in the 1 to try to roll the outside of the 21, and that's just lost the rear. And it seems minute, but that's a big moment for the 7.
It's a big moment, but it's also, he saw an opportunity, right, to grab that right rear quarter panel, try and have that leverage, take control of the 21 car, but obviously that outside lane is still not quite ready to make lap time and have that entry speed that he's trying to get away with. Meanwhile, I think Williams done a pretty good job at opening up his lead in the 18 car. It looked like Austin Hill had a good short run, but he's been able to control the race so far as we kind of balanced the third.
When Williams got the lead off turn 2 opening lap, I'm like, that's got to be a nice deep breath. And then Hill was there, and he's there, and then now, as you said, Williams pulled away a little bit and breathing easier. Let's go down to Dillon.
Just a quick handling update on the 7. Justin Allgaier came on the radio a minute ago and said, I'm too tight in the center, but I think that might be dirty air. So you see him start to move around, trying to do some self-medicating, and he's reeled the 21 back in. I think that just speaks to the confidence that he has in his race car. And we know he's really good here and certainly challenging after that second spot once again.
Yeah, you see Austin Hill at it, but he's trying to find different lines, and that tells me on Justin Allgaier, Austin isn't 100% happy with his race car. That's a weakness if you're looking for something new while you're under pressure. So I think Justin has something to work with. He's got some leverage. See the 53 slow here.
He's back up to speed. Mason Maggio driving to 53. No caution, stay green as he soldiers on.
And I like what you meant there. If he's moving around in terms of Austin Hill, then he's probably searching, trying to find some speed. But he told me, I know this just watching him race here, he likes to move up.
Hello, GT Bach. Welcome to the live stream.
We're looking at Williams Wallace, who's leading this. He's starting to the bottom, but that 21, he wants the outside.
Hello, Paso, Texas Rail fan. Welcome to the live stream. Oh, nice. So you're going to Arizona and California next week. Awesome.
Was key to get ahead of the curve and take the lead for rookie driver William Sawalich. 4 laps in his career led coming into tonight, but he's run them all so far this evening in Nashville.
Then, get ahead of your curve with a bump. Explore Peyronie's disease treatments at GetSomebody4PD.com.
Cool, Mom. Tucked in or out?
In for the wedding photos, out for the dance floor.
Yeah.
You know, like your chance, just like a person.
Oh, sure.
Hey, honey, I'm dancing.
Don't.
Okay.
That's how you goals.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
So, like NASCAR, don't know who. Here's the toilet.
So what you got going, GT Bach?
Crushed it in Xfinity series and now it's here. Basically the Cinderella story if Cinderella drove 200 miles per hour. Then there's John Hunter media check. New kid on the block. All gas, no brakes. Oh, and Danny Hamilton. Ever heard Daytona? He's won it 3 times. No big deal. We have a lot of drivers, all legends. You pick. Eh?
Shady Gray sunglasses. Break them or lose them. Or replace them. Easy.
There you got to go. All right.
Kyle's gonna need you shady race tonight.
Let's get him another pair.
Shady Race. I wear that.
Oh, nice.
At Napa, we're the pros that know how to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California, brake pads, to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
You know, life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist.
It works! Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan. P-E-Z-O-L. Oh,
From the logo, State Farm with the assist.
Zoe?
Today, you're meeting for coffee. Hang on. And then before you know it, hey, you're meeting the family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having your credit and rewards with the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Wander American Express card. Credit One Bank for what's ahead.
I did way too much sugar in my gochujang pasta sauce. What do I do now?
What if we turn your gochujang pasta sauce into some tasty cookies?
Wait. Tell me how.
Add butter to the sauce.
What's next?
Mix it all together.
Now what?
Bake it for 10 minutes.
Closed captioning for this race brought to you by Tableau TV. Pay once, watch forever. 71 car Ryan Ellis carrying the Tableau sponsorship. And I said it during our starting lineup, but before we jump away here, awesome job by him last week. We were literally cheering him in the booth after the race was over because he got that top 10. And I know most people are like, what? If you knew what he put in his career and how hard he works at it, that was a moment to celebrate.
And it's not just on track, but off track. It was raising the sponsorship and moving to different teams and more competitive teams. 144 starts and now one top 10. That's serious grit and determination.
Corey Day, other end of the experience spectrum, only his third start driving the 17 for Hendrick Motorsports. High expectations when Cup drivers are behind the wheel. We saw William Byron Austin getting the win last week at Charlotte. Corey Day, though, really has done a nice job at a track he had never seen on later career.
Right, he finished fifth in the truck race last night. Probably the most competitive stock car race I've seen them have since he's been in his limited starts. And, we saw the makings of this at Texas. He had a good run over there. I think he was a little disappointed with how qualifying went. Qualifying around 21st, but up about 5 spots right now. Moving forward to a place that's really tough to pass. And that experience, Austin, when you have a good run somewhere, even if it's in a truck, you jump into another race car on this track, it just sort of builds on it.
Well, I think what makes me excited for him is as he sees put the rest on the full time.
How would you analyze that?
Yes, he's just coming to the race, man. He's getting after it. And what makes me excited for this guy is that he's going to have some consistency now. He's been jumping in and out of these cars, and now he finally gets a few races in a row. And I think that's going to be huge for him to kind of learn what he can put the drivers on, where he's strong, where he's weak. As you see him heating up Sammy Smith here off of turn 4. Sammy gets a little loose and right there to capitalize, gets that pass done in 1 and 2. Nice work as he keeps climbing through the field.
I think Sammy made a veteran decision there. Go on by, Corey. This obviously you're more inclined to want to be your kid here. Go on by. I'm gonna work on my race car.
William Sawalich working over lap traffic. 45 is Mason Massey. Let's get a report from Ken.
Yeah, Williams will watch at the point. That part was tight in practice, but nothing on the radio from Williams. Clean there, obviously king, but bigger than that, the priority for this young driver has been seat time. So he's run ARCA and Truck Series races when he's been able to. So he ran the race last night. Bigger than the race, though, the team told me because qualifying for trucks was canceled yesterday, they got 15 minutes of practice for the Truck Series race that William ran, and they said that was absolutely huge. Teams just don't get that time anymore on the racetrack, and it's serving him well. He won the pole earlier, leading now, Dylan, and right now, Williams Wallace having a great race here in Nashville.
The driver he's going to hold off in the second spot is Justin Allgaier, for some of the veterans of this series. This was the radio conversation a few laps ago as Justin tries to find some speed on the racetrack.
Wants to know where he needs to be better. So the ramp is good, and he can continue the ramp, making a little shallower entry into 3. That's the only spot.
So that's the conversation. Great spot ready behind Jim Coleman, the crew chief, and you heard it there. They felt like their 1 and 2 was really good. 3 and 4 is when they felt like they needed to find something a little bit different and a little bit better. Allgaier had gotten around Austin Hill and had closed on Sawalich, but it sort of stalled out now in that pursuit.
And the lingo there, when they're talking about the wrap, discipline wrapping the line, and I think that's something Justin Allgaier has historically always been really, really good at. But it's that lower entry. It's like getting to that yellow line and staying there all the way to the corner. Because as you see, Parker, the track is a lot darker than when we started the race. And that rubber in those outside lanes, it takes grip away from the race car. So being able to stay lower and longer is really good for the car.
And he's one of the best that goes really doing just that.
Really, really good on the long haul. The 7 of Allgaier, Williams Sawalich lead. Just over 15 laps to go to stage 1. It's Nashville.
Powerful, majestic, recreational. At Progressive, we treat your outdoor vehicles like the noble creatures they are. And when you bundle them with your home and auto, you can be sure they get the 24/7 protection they deserve. There you go. So they're always ready for your next adventure. So that's just how we do around here. Around these parts, around them parts. It's just how we do it here. Easy back ribs. Where does it go? Nobody knows.
Okay, how did you do that?
Honey, it's magic.
Well, if you can magic it away, you can magic it back.
Well, I can't do that.
I need to know where my rib is.
Oh, boy.
You know Harbor Freight for affordability, but durability goes right along with it. You see, we test, and then we test again. Now, it's time for you to put us to the test. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
There's a place low map will show you. A secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that crave chaos. New brakes? Check. Roll cage? Check. A spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic table? Oh, you bet. Every apex we nail, every second we shave, it's all knowledge that goes right back to the ride. But fun is grit.
Vehicle breakdowns are costly.
It started making some really weird noises.
If your check engine light comes on tomorrow, the repair could easily cost thousands.
Here's that transmission.
But with Endurance, you could never pay out of pocket for a costly repair again.
They covered a $14,000 engine replacement.
$1,400. Endurance paid it. Who's going to pay for your next car repair? You or Endurance?
Call right now to get $300 off any plan. Call now.
Your friends gather! Kiki! Chris! Jason! Hold on to your dice! Nice frozen. Thank you. How we doing, Kiki?
Take like money.
I got no back to sales! Wait, did you rob my thing? Are we winning? French. Let's go!
Download Monopoly Go and play the new Star Wars event today.
11 laps to go, stage 1. NASCAR
You're at
Series
stage
at
1,
Nashville. We talked a lot
11
about
to go.
Sawalich and Allgaier. There's the battle for third. Austin Hill there in the 21. 41 is Sam Mayer.
And Austin Hill started on the front row, as we know, and it's sort of fallen back a little bit here. Last week at Charlotte, similar situation, qualified really well, but took a hard push to the back early on. He said, we were just way off after the cut rubber had been laid down. It's sort of thrown this team for a loop at times. They haven't been able to figure out how the track is changing. And you guys let the teams go out there and lay all that rubber down. That's a little bit different than these tires. He's the highest of anyone on the racetrack right now. We know he wants to do that, but
Oh, spin. Parker Retzloff and Kyle Sieg.
Comes out inside of 10 laps to go. Actually, right at 10 laps to go. Stage 1.
That's a big hit to the left rear there. Let's see what happens. Turn 3 and 4.
28 drives away.
that's a shame for Parker Retzloff and the sport team. It seems like they have the highs of highs and the lows of lows this season.
It absolutely is one end or the other with them.
There's no in between.
And sometimes it's a crash, sometimes it's mechanical.
Yep.
But when they keep everything between the lines, they are players. Here's what happened.
Kyle Sieg's on the inside here. He's going to get loose. Yeah. That's Nashville.
Yeah, it's just classic racing these cars, right? I mean, they're close to each other's doors and old tires right at the end of the stint. Yeah, especially for Parker there and getting his car torn up. Doesn't look like Kyle got too much damage at all. That what I can tell you what this is going to do. It's going to make an interesting decision depending on how long this caution lasts for what you do for the stage.
Right. Yeah, if you want to maybe flip the stage here, come down pit road and not take the stage points for some of these teams that might decide to do that, get the track position after the stage caution. It is interesting that whenever it's the car that caused the wreck, like Kyle said, he didn't get any damage. Poor Parker Retzloff destroyed there the outside wall.
Here's 28 radio.
And that's a defense mechanism for Parker Retzloff. When someone gets to the inside of you, you kind of get real close to the right side, that takes the air off the right side, and you take that risk doing that. Hopefully they hold on to it, but they get do stuff they can't put the throttle down that gives you momentum on the exit of the corner. What Kyle's upset about is thinking that maybe that was too aggressive this early in the race and to get right on your door like that.
Well, it makes this type of racing so challenging. It is social, in my opinion. Like your interpretation of what right and wrong is. You know, you got a car time on your outside. He's trying to defend his position. Okay, you're the one that and guys like us sitting up here from a prototype, you can just say about another day, like, hey, you know, we get in this situation again. Was that worth it? You know, was that situation worth it where we were running, and could we both have done better?
Two sides to the story, but pit road is open, and there's probably going to be two sides to this story as well. Do you pit here and flip the stage? Do you stay out here stage one? A whole bunch up front and say, we're going to make a pit stop. Progressive pit road is open, Kim.
Including Ross Chastain there at the top of the 9-car. Crew chief Corey Shake told me this was in their playbook. Flip the stages, points don't matter for them, plus tire ball. Matthews here. Ross is complaining very tight. They will free him up. It looks a little slow there on the right side as you go. Williams Wallace, second from the top. Points don't really matter for them because they're very soon. They're just going for the win here. He said he was.
Bottom there said he would build it tight across the middle of the corner, make it too tight at the max compression point in the center of the corner. So some detailed feedback there on the 7.
Progressive race off pit road, Austin Hill +2, Sawallich Allgaier each lose 1. Great stop for Creed. A few drivers stayed out. Daniel Dye, Brandon Jones, and Jeff Burton among them. We'll reset the running order when we come back. Short run in stage 1 when we come back after the break.
After a 35-minute win, Alex Below was to continue his historic season. A few freshman stuck on the Detroit Grand Prix tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern on Fox. Welcome to the conversation.
How should I wash my dress? You should use a delicate cold cycle. Do I just put it in? Remember to turn it inside out to protect the sequins. Can I put it in the dryer? The icon on the tag says no.
What?
Oh, thank goodness I asked.
Yeah.
Let's Buffalo disappear.
How did you do that?
Ask me when you're honey must lose it.
Those are dads, all right? I think we've had enough magic at the dinner table.
Graduates, today you enter the real world, ready for whatever lies ahead, except for the following, which you are likely to find exceedingly difficult. Going to a 9-to-5 job, doing your taxes, putting on a duvet cover, taking off the duvet cover, realizing you're never going to go to the gym. This guy knows what I'm talking about. In summary, life is hard, but saving money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive is easy. Oh, man, deciding what's for dinner every night for the rest of your life.
With Bluetooth. Speak with a licensed medical provider at Bluetooth.com to find out if Bluetooth is right for you.
Sarah Benzino, grandmother owner, Toronto Auto Body, LLC.
What'd you call her?
How do you mean Devontae Auto Body LLC?
Well, she sold the twins' name.
You know, like stadiums do. Kids are so expensive these days.
Oasis Breeze, Tan, and Sun.
I'm your man. Do business with you.
Or we can look at some investment options for you.
Works for us. The right money moves aren't as absurd as you think. Yes, come
Except bankrupting.
Download Monopoly Go and play the new Star Wars event today. You know Harbor Freight for affordability, but durability goes right along with it. You see, we test, and then we test again. Now it's time for you to put us to the test. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Going to be 4 laps to go, stage 1, when we get the restart. Top 6 cars stayed out. Daniel Dye, Brandon Jones, Jeremy Clements, Jeff Burton, Matt DiBenedetto, and Myatt Snyder running anywhere from 13th to 30th, but obviously all on the lead lap. Nick Light's got the free pass. So we got 33 cars on the lead lap, with those first 2 off the pit lane, Hill, Sawash, all guys up there. They're going to be row 4 on back for the restart.
Yeah, let's see how this restart goes.
Front row, Dye and Jones. Here they come into stage 1 into the Echo Park.
We have a 4-lap shootout. Here we go. All right, not a bad start.
You got real tight down in the corner there. Jeremy Clements is going to take the lead. It's all about cleaning those tires off. I think he's going to do a job doing that.
Austin's powered up on the outside. Meanwhile, just Allgaier taking advantage on the bottom. First car, new tires there to get through the test. Did a great job with the 99. These guys on these little tires have got to hang on. They made this whole game with all the time.
So Chastain goes for a slide up the track.
3 to go on the stage. This is the acceptance insurance on board cable riding with Ross Chastain. And here's Justin Allgaier looking at the outside of Clements for the race lead. And also to gain control of the race. Stage opportunity here for Allgaier.
Major power move. Austin's first car on new tires, drives by all these cars on the old tires. And Pittman is on the 4th row and still going to most likely win this stage.
Here we go.
10 starts, half of them resulted in top 5 finishes. And number 7, back where he feels he belongs, out front. A lap and a half to go to stage 1 in Nashville.
And for Austin Haley's in the good Clements looks to the outside. Doesn't seem to have the run that Justin Allgaier had earlier.
All right, final lap, stage 1.
The strength of cars they got behind him with Austin Hill. I think this is going to be a huge payout.
Big for Clements, he's been great. Matt DiBenedetto, and the 10 of Daniel Dye, who came in just below the cut line, had a DNF last week.
Oh, we got a spin. Oh, it's Corey Day.
That is the stage.
Got a donut there on the right side door. No damage, so put some tires on, I guess. Tough one is we don't have a ton of tires, do we, right?
Not. No.
Allgaier wins the stage.
Allgaier's going to win the stage.
What a great job by the
Clements, Benedetto, Austin Hill, and Daniel Dye.
And then Daniel Dye. You need points, you get 6 of them here. Great execution for those drivers that stayed out on the tires. You give up the track position here, but points the name of the game, and they all got a handful of them.
And on the flip side of that, Jeff Burton stayed out there trying to get stage points consecutive week after week, and he fell all the way back to 30th. Didn't work out for him.
If you can hang on to the track position, you can make it work. Once you lose it on the older tires, you go the long way. That's what the day. Second caution for the night in stage 1.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take one daily giants on each day. For adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, giants can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration, may suddenly worsen kidney function, and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. General yeast infections and venom, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection in and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired. pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to jargon. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have weak feet or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection of any nature. At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
News Nation is redefining news for powerful Americans. Straightforward information, balance, unbiased news, respect, thoughtful conversation, right, and reasonable. The new definition of news from the news network you can trust. News Nation.
Hello? Why do we shoot baskets with paper balls? For the same reason we play scratch for the California lottery. Because when you play, make your day.
World beings from another world come to Earth. Watch for signs of hyperintelligence. How long is an galactic year? 250 million years. For rocketry, having a mission going higher, and the capability to destroy humanity. Or could aliens live among us already? Here's your sound on the Big Bang Theory.
Weeknights starting at 7 on My 58. Every family has their ups and downs. Sometimes you have fun. Sometimes you fight. And sometimes the silence is golden.
You know what I want? Silence!
But at the end of the day, love always comes from a heart of gold.
I want Snuggies. Oh, come on. I want Huggies and Cuddlies and Smoochies.
What's a family that's as good as gold? With the Goldbergs. Weeknights at 11 on My 58. What about that family? Every family has their ups and downs. But at the end of the day, love always comes from a heart of gold. What's the Goldbergs? Weeknights at 11 on My 58.
Hello, Mark. Welcome to the live stream.
And by Credit One Bank, NASCAR American Express car. Stage one complete. NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Nashville for stage one of the year. For Jessica Allgaier, let's get a report on the 39 of Ryan C. Dylan.
And we saw them basically coast into their pit stall at the
Yes, because I'm charging my thing.
The previous caution to this one. And the simplest explanation was that they ran out of fuel. Car was not running. They had to come in and fuel it back up. And I spoke with Matt Noyce just quickly, the crew chief. He said, "Thought us, we just made a mistake." So no major issue. They got the car packed back full of fuel, refired it back up, and Ryan just has some track position to make up now.
Didn't fill it before the race, so let's talk about how that's happened. So it's a new rule basically that's coming to this season for the Xfinity Series where you don't have to refill the car before qualifying. So you have to run all the laps of practice. The car is light, you adjust that. You can then refuel it after qualifying. It sounds like they didn't. A very lucky time caution.
Down to Progressive Pit Road. Here's again.
Brandon Jones at the top there in that bright yellow Menard sweater. Remember, he stayed out during the caution first stop of the night for them. He said, "I need more grip. There's actually no clear brake. I can't exit the corner how I want." So they will look for a little bit of stability on that brake cycle.
Jeremy Clements in the 51 car is going to have a little bit longer stop here. He's been tight behind the wheel of that race car. They're going to make the left front shock adjustment. So when they go around here to this side of the car, you'll get a look at least on that change. So a slower stop with him. Matthew Benedetto and as well as Daniel Dye at the bottom of the screen. So that he was tight at the center of screen for me.
Took the 48, won the race off pit.
The good news is, when you get some stage points, the bad news is now you come down and you pay the price, you get your tires, top off with fuel, and track with them. Justin Allgaier, so good on concrete, been outstanding at Nashville. 3 stage wins here, including the sweep that he picked up here in 2022 when he went to victory lane.
My mom brings a severe throat sensitivity and kept me out of the picture. Now I have Sky Racing.
Picture. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi helps visibly improve damage in the intestinal lining. And with Skyrizi, many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 3 years. Don't use allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight that may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccine. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for burns or usage. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic and growth disease. Skyrizi is also approved for ulcerative colitis. Fill up on all the good stuff at Subway. All your faves packed with tons of crispy veggies and fresh sliced meat. And now buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meat, great sauce, great deal. Get on it, people. Order now on the Subway app.
You want to go today? Oh, nah. They just got Simply Safe. It protects the whole home, inside and out.
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Whoa.
That was impressive.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Things that he
Break the heat with Blue Chew. Speak with a licensed medical provider at BlueChew.com to find out if Blue Chew is right for you.
When I switch to T-Mobile, you'll give me an iPhone 16 Pro. Help me out with my old phone, and I still get to keep it?
That's right. No trade.
No! Yes!
Get our best iPhone offer and switch to T-Mobile and get a new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in need free. Pay off your old phone up to $800.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
When my doctor gave me Breasttreat for my COPD, things changed for me. Breasttreat gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breasttreat won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breasttreat more than prescribed. Breasttreat may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsening breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breasttreat.
NASCAR on Prime at Nashville Super Speedway. Music City, baby. Let me play you my favorite song.
Through Nashville tomorrow. NASCAR features on Prime. So your 50-day free trial.
In honor of Military Appreciation Month, GovX is proud to support those who serve our country and communities. If you have a military or first responder background, scan the QR code now for immediate deals on thousands of top brands. GovX savings for those who serve. And now we do our Golden Moment, brought to you by Golden Corral Restart. On the fourth row, just an all-guyer said I got tires and I'm coming through. 7 driving right to the front.
Got a little bump there from Sheldon Green and from Helen Ford out of 2, and basically never looked back. Stopped controlling the race, and I think that is a problem for all our other competitors with the 7. They've got to lead this race. He looks like the best on the long run in practice. He looks good on the short run, Austin. He's no wrong. Yeah, he's just no guy on concrete. How do you get a minute against this guy? That's going to make this restart very important. Try and get control back from this guy. And, you've had a chance to make your adjustments in your car. This is the first time Xfinity Series, and I've been here at night quite some time. These guys have been able to do that to look down and make some adjustments and for this guy really to the second one.
Strategy and the way things went on the restart. Here's the kid.
All right, stage 2. Here we go.
Killed the second. Teammates were there for third. 3 to double 0, 4 1 Sam Mayer. And hey, let's get it top. Number 1, rookie driver had a good we in here after running here last year, somebody in front of fourth races and it's really one of the toughest tracks. Works really hard at it and it's solid qualified. That found itself in the top 5. Great run for Coach Ball. And if you talk about racing on concrete, I go back to last spring when he was so good at go. It felt like he could have won the race. I know he totally different places, but if you're going to make concrete connections, Carson's the guy on the watch. Going outside of Mayor a bit of a wiggle. And they're got very loose there. And it's just missing a tiny wiggle up here. There's not a lot of room for error. We saw what happened with Kawasaki in front of Red Ball. So that inside car is always vulnerable. When they get loose like that, they have a big bump.
He's also looking. Why is this team? Oh.
Very well. That was how they made their way forward. And you just watch every week and get out front station. Composite bodies, you can get away with a shot like that. We see it week after week. And but usually one of the first cars to hit the wall is
Whoa.
somehow makes it work. Squeeze the city. It's like they're down in the three. He's down on tilt right now. Just Williams. Yeah, I think the same one. Top 10 run. During the break, he was top 10 last week. In fact, he's been top 10 2 of the last 4 weeks. Collins got a great history here. 11, 2 for 1 against the Gators. Smith against the 41 of Mayer. Celebrate Josh Williams. Great move. That's exactly what we want to see out of Josh Williams. You know, have a tough respect for the team for that doing this. But better start than he had last season. This is where he needs to start putting that car in the top 10 more often.
And finally, let's go to the
take advantage of yeah, and all right there, Chastain was always a top. They trying to take advantage of that. He's already recovered from that bad restart down stage 1. And he's going to continue to make the 41. I think the Ross is the quarterback conclusion. I don't get a wrong on the game that
I say to that bullshit. Somebody stop me and wake me the fuck up.
Here's the thing. Senator Plotkin is in correct. Should reclaim the flag and then get it clean because someone's been bumping it. Yeah, they should. Seriously, this is a serious problem for Democrats.
Oh, caution. 31 goes in.
54% say they're embarrassed by it. Embarrassed.
I don't know how it's lagging on your end. I mean, there's nothing going on my side.
You're embarrassed to be an American? Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual. Because you have no perspective.
I see there's an NS coming in your area. No, we'll go catch it. Oops. Okay, yep, contact from the 70. Thomas Annunziata.
He's just trying the best he can to carry his feet up on the bottom. He already doesn't have the momentum. He's probably already lost his spot.
Let's hit pause.
Yeah, just lost the nose a bit on the exit. Probably not close to the early caution on stage 2.
Terrible word. Battery low. Years it will be completely normalized to have a relationship with an AI. So to those of you for whom this may be your last Valentine's Day, I say good luck. May you never hear those 3 terrible words, battery is low.
history to present day all over America. Napa and our nationwide network of parks and exceptional service were built from one mission: to keep your business moving first. And finally, new rules for the new theme in multiple spots either here, here, or here. Salon Boss patches. Stick firmly and remove comfortably. Once your pain is gone, Salon Boss. It's good medicine. Tells me the one thing I'm most curious about.
And then before you know it, you're meeting your family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Wonder American Express card. Credit One Bank. When I switched to T-Mobile, this year, I can see Pro. How fast my old phone and still get to keep it.
YMCA is
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since the 600s of either home auto insurance.
It's pronounced good.
It doesn't look like much of it.
Very much so.
That's an nephew too. She's two.
More speed, more action, more drama, more emotions, more adrenaline. This is NASCAR. Real content. Rivalry without limits. Experience without limits. And it's all about attention and no front Feel the energy. Feel the intensity. Get your tickets at NASCARMexico.com.
Great night. Nashville, Tennessee. Area coverage. Brought to you by Oil Helicopters. You're watching round 14 of the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Second half of the regular season begins tonight at the Florida. Here's who it is. Austin Stewart, our special guest, Matt Alexander. Tim Dillon hanging out down there with Carl on the pit lane. Good stuff tonight. As we feature Ryan Ellis. It's our Race Day Hunt Report brought to you by Webster. 5 days per week, weight training, hit sauna, bike workout. It doesn't only just work off track, let's try to raise that top cheap being that race car, also working on the physical side as well. You do it ice hockey in North Carolina, Joey's got it. He's got it. The other thing he does, he does the fun girls, because he's always trying to get all around the $1,000. I respect that more than anything else. That's first bitterness of my side. This is going to be a good restart here. Yeah, we get a bit of a rematch here between all guys Hill and got several tired now for all these guys. That happens a lot in these cars this year. You don't quite know what's going to happen with your car and the balance, but Steve Austin Hill gets as good of a jump as he did last time. He might have an even better shot at this being over tires. The Echo Park Automotive restart zone away. All Dyer and Hill as we resume action stage 2.
All right, back to green. Well, almost 4 wide. Well, it can happen.
them, using them, then sidetracking and getting the pass completed. 5 junior motorsports Chevys in the race tonight. They're all in the top 10. Springer and Smith can't get away from each other. This is just like the last restart. They're just dogging each other. Station Oliver Sanders sent it off to the inside there. He's probably going to slide up a little bit here. Finally, he's probably going to complete this pass. That's a rough strike there. They not leave the top 8 points. Before you were Christian Eckers trying to get a run off the 8 car, run up high. Probably too high this year. Back out of the gas. I think this is the point of the race where the drivers don't quite know where the track is anymore. We've had a few refires, we've had a few cycles, and rubbers got pulled up, and you see Eric Amarola really laying the air pack here in the 88 car. Guys are trying to figure out what lane they want to run now. You see some guys trying high, trying low, but sometimes you have to go back to the well and try the bottom. And one factor that you can see visibly on your screen, we've gone into the nighttime here. Not having to be series in many, many years. We race here tonight. A lot of teams had no idea what this would bring, what sorts of handling, and how this track would change. They were watching old truck races, trying to figure out what might happen. So not only do you have those refires on these tires, rubber being picked up, but also there's going to be definitely different cooler conditions than we race here in the back. So here there's what they need right now. It's a lot of things. So many cars in such a short amount of time, running high, running low, making all the right moves. I'm not saying this like I'm surprised, but it's bad news for these guys. And if he's able to get close to Allgaier, he's looking at the big lead. He's able to do it. Number 9 plus 4 since the restart, paying off consistently what you're talking about. And he's got more right in front of him. Eric Almirola is there. You got Connor Zillich. Engine number 9 playing quite nicely tonight as he moves around. He's got a great handling race start. Yeah.
Actually, the handling not great. The speed is good on that car. But Ross came on and said, we went from too tight to too loose. He said, in fact, so loose, I'm learning how to drive it this loose because it's been a while since I've had a car this free. The look tag was the next stop. Maybe I just now keeping up with the vibration of the race car. Because earlier in practice, they were so happy they were able to do a very long run in practice. So the looks for some changes. Again, pick up pace, but not the balance done.
Yeah, another car that's been an early mover is Taylor Gray in the 54 car. Started 24th. They played the strategy right there, flipped the stage before the end of stage 1 and got some track position. And then Taylor had a couple good moves on the restart as well to gain some spots. They were a little bit tight this morning in practice, actually a lot tight. Spoke with Jason Ratcliffe, and he said, I want to emphasize being good on the bottom. That's what we did in practice, and if we're good down there, I think we'll be able to move around and shouldn't have any issues. So whatever they've done on the 54, if at least work for them, Gray's been on the move, Carla.
Yeah, another driver that sounds like they've learned more in the first half of the season than Sandy Smith. You think about him getting DQ'd at Charlotte last week after finishing 5th, but he's still in a great mental state today. You even go back to his DQ, him capitalizing on a DQ at Rockingham and then penalized at Martinsville. He said the Martinsville situation might have been the best thing that's ever happened to him. He's also been mentored by former NASCAR driver Hall of Famer Carl Edwards. He's still held on his all-strength mentality this season, and that seems to be helping a lot.
Love that. Never bad to have a Hall of Famer giving some good advice. I agree with the sentiment there around what happened to Sandy at Martinsville and how he sort of changed his outlook and how it's made him probably have to look at things from a higher level than he has in the past. It's real tight here. Daniel Dye in his rear bumper right now. Not going to be happy about that. That's not going to play well inside the race car. But how about Dye in the way they play the strategy? You get those stakes points, and it's working out well because now there's so many times you give it up. You can't get it back after you get the points. He's doing it, riding back up through there. And much needed, as I said, DNF last week in Charlotte. They need to do that back.
Right, and after we had the lead there, but lost it down to turn 1 when they stayed out during that caution towards the end of stage 1.
They sort of lost the front end, let him reach up and recovered nicely and stayed there in the top 10. So that was pretty impressive to see. I think he would love to have that restart back and be able to do it again. But I think he had to see that restart and how he stayed out there. He possibly could have won that stage. Well, because you think about Clements and the Internet run there, and they did finish in the top 3. He fell back right around 5th there at the end of the stage. For 3rd, Eric Almirola, 19-21 Austin Hill. And by the way, as Almirola completes the pass, I'm glad for the Sabre run test day, but the car's not handling well. I hate it because he is just cutting through there and gets it. He's got speed, just not the handle. If they find that in this final stage, 9 will be really dangerous.
Yeah,
outside that you see on the edge of the corners, where the 9 seems to, every time you go on board, hey, he closes on the cars in front on the edge of the corner.
When he's to the edge of that dark groove, there's come over there. And he's been almost single-handedly pushing that up. I feel like some guys kind of run up, but he's been to the absolute tip top of it. And you have to be so disciplined to not jump that extra little bit and look for that line. But it seems like he's stabilized a little bit. Really interesting to hear. As you see again, it was really interesting to hear the report there about him not being super happy with the handling of the race car. I think some of that, it can come down to track conditions. Some of that can come down to not being in this car, really much before. But he's still making it work when he's been uncomfortable.
And we're going on board with because I think Village got the message probably from his father that the 9 was using the outside so effectively as well as the 21. So he's Chastain had to change his mind and go lower. That car is really losing slow. He needs almost that fresh concrete on the outside. You're talking about pushing that groove all the way up. Just get some grip in that right rear tire. The bottom is not where you want.
We're talking about these guys trying to make a lot of up top. All we got to read the two guys stuck there now are not the bottom. It is so difficult to convince yourself sometimes of what lane to run when you're hearing information about different things and you're feeling different things, but then the guy who's winning the race right now is running the bottom. So in this situation, you got a great battle here. You have to just go with the other car and make it work.
Right.
That better driver wants long haul in this race is Lillard. Because just the knowledge that he continues to gain in his first start here.
Austin Hill continues to fight this race car. It just seems like as you get to the mid portion of the run, something goes amiss inside that car. What he wants it to be doing, he just starts to fall back. He's constantly on defense. Corner after corner, just can't seem to find the handle to be able to move forward, generate positive momentum. Thankfully, he keeps starting a lot of track position.
Yeah, Shoreline and pit stops, man. Yeah, they pay off big time. Timmy Smith is still out here battling for his life to try and keep track position. Talking about it.
This has been quiet. If you look at this race last year, started in the back, didn't make a qualifying run, drives up into the top 3. I had him circled on my short list of drivers coming to the weekend, but they're not really.
Jesse Love's been quiet tonight.
Harrison Burton at 25, 13th. They need a good run. Came in just above the cut line, and he's trying to capitalize with another top 15.
I'm hanging out with Jesse Love in Holland earlier today, and his crew chief David Thompson after qualifying. He was quite quiet because of Danny because wasn't too impressed with their qualifying effort around 15, but Jesse didn't quite know what went wrong there. He was a little upset with himself as well, but he felt like at least with what they were looking at, they were pretty good on the long run. I think we've seen that we've been able to make passes on it. Hard to make passes here at Nashville usually means a fast race car. So look at the 10 of Daniel Dye. Hello, one way to make a pass.
We talk so much about this rookie class, and Dye is one that has been incredibly consistent versus some of the others, and it's showing again tonight in position to get a stage point or 2 again as we head toward the end of our second stint of the race.
Nothing to make more frustrated than Kenny Graham and just getting bumped out of the way. Essentially, here's the 125 mile an hour mid corner speed here at Nashville.
That's the short track piece.
Yeah, that's the short track part.
Yeah, that's where it starts to feel more like a short track, and it's something you don't see very often. That's for sure. But obviously,
not anywhere you're doing 125 mile an hour in the middle of the corner. You're still feeling pretty fast around here.
Restart didn't go good for Josh Williams, but he's trying to make a comeback here, racing pole position.
Time to go. Stage 2.
Overall tonight, I'd say 3 in the top 15 with 2 rookies. When you consider some of the challenges they faced this year, you'll take it as we head toward the end of stage 2. Very much in the game for the final run of the night.
And they need it. They definitely need it, especially that 16 car. Last week they getting a 9 with no stage points, but still having some positive movement in the points. I just think this team came in with so much promise, so much enthusiasm behind them. With Christian being able to do the Truck Series last couple of years, what the 16 car has done with AJ Allmendinger and Alex Jans, who's the crew chief, who's done such great things with AJ. Making a lot of people look at this, including myself, as someone who is going to be right at the front immediately. They just had such a tough start to the season, kid, but they're finally looking like they might be turning around.
Yeah, Christian has been great here in trucks. The team has been great here in the past with AJ.
can relate to this. I am my own recruiting, and I feel like he's the guy that puts a ton into it. Colin Drexler, somebody I've worked with, fought for him, and has told me that he reminds him of me, right? Just as hard as he works, and it's awesome to hear that, but at the same time, you can absolutely get lost.
Christian Eckes definitely needs a good run tonight to keep that ball going.
And driving race cars for a living is about as good as it gets. And it's good to see hard work and start to slowly pay off.
Eric Almirola going down 50.
Here's how dedicated he is, though. Alex Johnson actually gave the key to the shop. I mean, that's not normal, right? So, Jimmy on the stage. All got to lead by 3.2 seconds over Creed. Creed's really doing a good job of collecting much media points. And they'll continue to fight for six.
Right, that's really big for Shelby Creed and their team. Last week they were put in an awkward position where they had to make an unscheduled stop. They got a lucky crash coming back, but had they not gotten that,
Final lap, stage 2.
outside of the playoffs. Skill was on the bubble coming in this race, but points like this, second place in the stage, absolutely massive for that team to get started. Going back to the right direction in terms of points.
Brian Perkins trying to stay on the lead lap as we finish stage 2. All guys playing nice right now. You think he goes by, he gets the free pass, right? Russell Allgaier going to get the stage sweep. 16th time in his career, he swept the stages. That's the most all time. But I will say this, only 3 other times has he gone on to win the race. However, 2022, he got the sweep here at Nashville, and he also took the checker flag.
All right, stage 2 winner, Russell Allgaier.
Top 5, 2 stages down, and a good finish coming. We're live in Nashville on a Saturday night. It's the Xfinity Series on CW.
Closed captioning for today's race is brought to you by Tableau TV. Hit once, watch forever. Race fans, don't miss a single lap. Catch the races for free with Tableau. Plus, pause and record all the action. At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace offers super helpful hardware, folks. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need the protection of Batman.
Easy, big, don't be a lot too fast, baby.
And relax, Squires. Just one, so long and gorgeous.
That's why you need a real
Put on Bateman. Do a podcast or something. That's very cool.
So just need insurance for that State Farm.
Hey, Dad, check this out. Piggyback ribs. Where does it go? Nobody knows.
Hey, how did you do that?
Honey, he's a magician.
It was sauced perfectly. Will you just at least not do it to the other rib? Everyone's getting that new Simply Safe outdoor monitoring.
How do we compete with AI-powered outdoor cameras and live agent monitoring?
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Whoa! You see those guys? There's no safe like Simply Safe.
From a very young age, I had a dream, and I was determined to make it happen.
We want to prove that we the best. You don't know what you're getting.
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
What are your intentions with Captain Tall Drink of Justice? He is just my father.
And you don't do it, it's shocking.
Yes. You want to know my concerns? Always the performance reviews.
You're a car.
You must be willing to walk away from anyone at the drop of a hat.
Let's get you another car. I'm a police detective and you're a consultant.
Fine.
Sexy.
What's this?
Today's Sherlock Holmes. You know that surprises wait
loser. Including goddamn, are you doing to break this loose?
What about my fingers?
I worked so hard for this. It's so special, man.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Golden Corral. Golden Corral honors our nation's heroes. And by Progressive. Say when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Two stages complete for the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Nashville Superspeedway. Is it going to become the Justin Allgaier show here? We have to make it strikeout for the race.
The batter is being hit with the Justin Allgaier dominating the pace right now.
I said before the break, he's been coming with what? He's got all kinds of phrases over there. Progressive Pit Road is open. Here they are, Kim.
We'll watch them come down pit road, starting with Aaron Beckle at the top of your screen. Said, I still need a little more turn. It's still loaded up. Some air pressure adjustment on those fresh Goodyear tires. Double zero, Shelly Creed hitting the box right there. He said, free entry, tight center to fire off. But the longer it goes, the more security on the entry. But that tight center feels really badly. Air pressure adjustment on that double zero building.
Justin Allgaier has been really happy in clean air, but Jim Holden going to stay ahead of the track. Continue to free him up. Just a small track bar and small air pressure adjustment on the 7. Chassis adjustment as well on the 88 and Connor Zillin. He reported that he was edging in and tight in the center, but better than they were on the first run. 4 tires and fuel for the 88.
Race off pit lane, and we have a change in the front. As you look at our Progressive race off pit road, +1 for Creed. Allgaier loses one. Joseph Mayer moving the right direction. Now he's good for Albert on the final stage. When we come back to Nashville.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take one daily giants, and each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see. I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular events too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away. If you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones, Jardiance may cause dehydration, make it suddenly worsen kidney function, and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. General use infections and medical and urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or if you're weak or tired, and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is really swell, a little pill with a big story to tell.
You know Harbor Freight for affordability, but durability goes right along with it. You see, we test, and then we test again. Now it's time for you to put us to the test. Whatever you do it for us at Harbor Freight.
You love our legendary stuff, so you'll love our legendary new Doritos football nachos. Doritos and Subway, two legends come together.
Legends, baby legends. Am I right?
Yes, thank you, Marshawn. Doritos football nachos, just $5, only at Subway. I've always been an active person. Yoga is a big part of who I am. I love how it makes me feel. But not long ago, I felt I had to hang up this old yoga mat. You see, I have symptomatic obstructive HCM, which left me so short of breath. I felt like a bystander in my own life. So I talked to my cardiologist, and he prescribed Camzyos. He said it works by targeting what's causing my obstructive HCM. Camzyos is used to treat adults with symptomatic obstructive HCM. Camzyos may improve your symptoms, and it doesn't need to be active. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death. A risk that's increased with a serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help if you have new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy. With Camzyos reducing my symptoms, I've gone from sitting on the sidelines to being back in the game. My name is Stephanie, and this is my Camzyos moment. Call your cardiologist today and see if a Camzyos moment may be in your future too.
This weekend continues full driving for dinners presented by the Vietnamese Foundation. 5 members of Ford family of drivers, Sam Bayer, Sheldon Creed, Harrison Burke, Kyle Sieg, and Ryan Sieg are driving in honor of the charity. It's important to them earning points throughout 4 races to raise money for the cause with a total of $50,000 being donated. After earning 38 points in Charlotte last weekend, Sam Bayer currently leads the standings. The fun continues through the Pocono race, so keep tuning in to follow along and scan the QR code below to learn more and see how you can support these great causes. Here's Kim.
Yeah, and you guys talked at the top of the broadcast about the roughness and reinforced, particularly the bump. Here's what Sheldon Creed noticed during that last run.
But you all behind it, just kind of let it roll right around there. He can like get on the gas before the bump off the line, and it doesn't make a tight where I try to run the bottom. I get tight with that bump, or I have to like come across it at an angle, like probably what you see.
So that P that he was mentioning, that was Justin Allgaier. He watched what Justin did. So for our drivers, Parker and Austin, how do you defend that when you've noticed what Justin does and what he's able to do versus what you can do?
Well, that bump's big enough that you have to change how you drive the corner purely for the size and what that does to the balance of your race car. And what Sheldon's seeing is that all guy can do is aim over that bump because it affects his car differently. So I think it's good to observe that, but sometimes you have to separate what you can and can't do and in your car.
Ready for the final stage, front row, Sheldon Creed, Justin Allgaier. Here they are in the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Spinner, there goes Randall. And Anthony Almeida all around.
Christian is destroying front ends. They cannot catch a break in that team. Unbelievable.
So they included unofficial shift for all this to happen. 2 tires, the whole deal. Ryan Ellis, after a good race last weekend, his car's killed.
Yeah, Christian's probably going to have to stop that car. The engine's overheating, it's losing all its fluids, radiators, skin.
Man, I mean, here's a driver that came in with so much optimism after a top 10 finish at Charlotte last week, and last year here at Nashville leads every lap and wins the truck race, and tonight this. That'd be 5 DNFs in 14 races for Christian Eckes.
And some have been mechanical, some have been at the wrong place at the wrong time, like this. They just cannot seem to catch a break. Yeah, that's not cool. Good checkup. It's just that stack up. You see the separations, the double zero sort of hesitated when they got in the restart, so that caused an accordion effect. And then Christian Eckes got in the back of Harrison Burton. We saw the 20 get spun out as he tried to check up the car in front of him on the outside.
And as a leader, you have the ability to watch whatever you want to. Like, we're getting a little familiar, we're getting better, getting hungry and older at restarts. You don't know without looking at data or miles per hour or whatever, but the double zero didn't look like he launched or stopped. It just, the field was anticipating him to go early. And that's so far into the field, it's crazy to think that he has that much damage going such a slow speed, but there's a lot of race cars caught up to this one.
And we've seen this a couple times in the Xfinity Series. 2 years ago in New Hampshire, we had an incident like this. I did exactly what Chris Eckes did. And NASCAR will get on a lot of these teams for being too separated as you get towards the restart zone because it's instances like this, and it's also the reason you kind of want to have your spotter give you references to what's happening in front of you But when it happens that quickly for Christian Atkins, you can't respond. Something in the 25 is stopped. You're trying to get through the gears to go as fast as you can.
Right, and without passing blame on anyone, the 88 car tried to anticipate this restart. He jumped forward, wasn't able to get it right. The double zero hadn't launched yet. And then this all goes back to this 16 car where he has this big impact.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to counteract. Yeah. Even the camera is on top of the race car.
Now you have a better view. The driver has no clue, and that one happened really fast. To where spotters, might not even be able to react. So it's just a tough gig there for Christian and their team.
And you brought up a great point, which is that the camera's up top. He's sitting lower there. All he can see on a restart that because you can't peek out, you can't move, you don't want to break the plane, the car in front of you. You have to follow it in their tracks to the line. All he can reference off is the car in front. That's where if you have hope your father from time to time, you just get around.
Good caution tonight. He comes out early in our final stage. Three from the all guys, Village, Mayer, and Almirola. Tough getting into the night for a few guys here.
Life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist.
It works! Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan. P-E-Z-O-L.
State Farm with the assist.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
This Xfinity Wi-Fi is cool.
The Wi-Fi is booming like a kilo.
The only reason booming was doing this guy wanted to win.
This is the one. She fixes, she manages, she perfects. Because maintaining this space transports her to this space. The industrial grade product you need. Call, click, or stop by. Granger for the ones who get it done.
Fill up on all the good stuff at Subway. All your faves packed with tons of crispy veggies and fresh sliced meat. And now buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meat, great sauce, great deal. Get on it, people. Order now on the Subway app. If your shipping manager left to find themselves, we think you lost. You need to hire. I need Indeed. Indeed you do. Sponsored jobs on Indeed are 2.5 times faster than first hire. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Like NASCAR was only a year for, Toyota's got some covered. This guy went from dirt track to cup cars. This new kid is all gas, no brakes. And him, just a 3-time Daytona winner, I know the deal. That's just a 3-star team of legends. Now you're you in?
I knew it. I thought something is different about my man. It's Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew?
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew? Blue Chew? Blue Chew. Blue Chew? He's done it again.
NASCAR on Prime at Nashville Super Speedway. Music city, baby. Let me play you my favorite song.
Stream Nashville tomorrow. NASCAR, it's on Prime. Start your 30-day free trial.
And now we get our race to health report from Ryan Ellis, brought to you by Dress Trading. Weight training with the Benedetto. I don't feel like that's a fair fight. Matt can get after it. You know what I mean? Squat rack, bench press, whatever it is.
It's got to be great motivation if you're doing it. Just sleep every day feeling like you're not good enough.
Well, that's biceps are about the size of his torso. So, that's his motivation.
So he's one of the 11 cars involved in this caution that comes out early, final stage. What do you guys notice here as we watch it a couple of more times?
Just taking a closer look there at the double zero and the 7, just to see if maybe the double zero did have a checkup whatsoever. It really looks like what you pointed out, Austin, that the 8 was trying to anticipate what the double zero went, sort of mistimed it, and that sort of then caused the ability all the cars suddenly checking up, and they felt like when 88 went, that was the cue to go.
Yeah, I completely agree. You don't see something too egregious. I think the 7 rolls into the zone a little bit quicker than the double zero, but it doesn't. The tough part is it happens so far back. The small thing that happens with the 88 and the double zero just amplifies all the way back to the field. Obviously, you get all these race cars.
Let's get Tyler Zillow's radio. Here's Team 88.
Yeah, you can make it on the 90 hard in the zone. As soon as we got to the zone, the break. Yeah, they had a pretty in the rear that he put up on our cars.
That's the other side of the story. It's, of course, if you're trying to anticipate it, you're going to feel that. We're trying to reference visually often the double zero versus the 7 versus the 88. That's a really tough thing to see. Obviously, Connor has the best view of what we felt like the double zero did. That's something that NASCAR does not want to happen. You're not allowed to sort of check up in the restart zone, play those sorts of games. They will call you out on that, especially if it's egregious. I just didn't see it there out of the double zero. To me, it's like he just chose to go later in the box, didn't accelerate when others thought, and it feels like Connor's position that that's when we should check out.
Kim?
Yeah, we saw Raymond Jones part of that incident. While he avoided disaster, he didn't come out unscathed. Came on the radio after sliding around Christian Anderson said, I feel like I flat spotted my tires. They kind of debated on the radio, and Sam McCauley, the crew chief, said, well, a flat spot's better than 30 lap scuffs, because they did not want to put on their last set of good years. Remember, they do not have extra tires for this race. Ultimately, though, they just brought him down. They felt like their best shot was to put on those sticker tires, so he has on his last set of Goodyear tires with 84 laps to go here tonight, Dylan.
And Kim, we've talked a lot tonight about the rubber pickup and the rubber that's getting laid down on the racetrack. Here's a pretty good example of what a tire looks like that just came off of a race car that has a lot of buildup on it. This is the right front off of Justin Allgaier's car that just came off the race car. And when they took it off, I thought that there was a problem with it because there's a ring, it's probably the thickness of a coin all the way around this tire that is just rubber buildup. It's basically been pulled off the racetrack. And here's where you can kind of see what a quote-unquote clean tire looks like, this bottom part of the racetrack. So, Parker and Austin, you guys can kind of elaborate on this. When they tell you on the radio, make sure you get these tires cleaned off, this is why, because there's a pretty significant difference here between what you pull up off the racetrack and maybe what you want to put back down on the racetrack.
Well, you're talking about that color change in the surface. That's why the color changes. Where it goes, pulling that all off the racetrack, it's got to go somewhere.
And that's to your point, Dylan. That's all that we see these cars weaving back and forth and trying to keep those tires clean, especially if you have hot tires after a long run and you do another restart. That's why we saw with the 10 of Daniel Guy went straight up the racetrack with the leader, staying out towards the end of stage 1. It feels like you have no grip whatsoever if you still have some of that on your tires. You've got to work them in. It's so tough.
So much conversation about that last restart. Let's go on board and listen with Sheldon Creed in the double zero.
I feel like we got the tail end of that acceleration there, but when you go into the restart zone, drivers will do a multitude of different things. It depends on the speed, it depends on the life of the tire, or whatever. Some guys might drive brakes, some guys might do throttle. I think we got another look at this, but that's what you'll be listening for is what he does. Listen to the RPMs.
Yeah, when you get earlier now, that was a little late.
Honestly, this happens in racing so often that the rest of the field anticipates something, and the only guy that doesn't change is the leader. And I really can't look at that and think that Sheldon really did anything wrong, but that tells me the field is amped up. The zone is down. We are going racing. These guys are ready to make moves because track position is important. We've seen it all night. The help classes are already complete, and I think everyone's just ready to rip.
And that's the same stuff NASCAR would use to also look at if they felt like he checked up in the restart zone. But as you said, when you hear it there, the tone of that engine is consistent all the way to the restart zone, and then he gets going.
And we got another
restart coming. We're just the Xfinity Series on CW Live.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now, I have Rinvoq, a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some feel significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieve dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin. Plus, many had clear skin and less itch even at 4 years.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots not fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save. That's the reason they don't call them pain bites, am I right? Because of dirt bites.
Yeah, Steve.
You gotta start at the top and work your way down. You want me to do yours next? Oh, you're from Oklahoma.
They have to fill the silence.
The bathroom code 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your mental health when you bundle with us.
That's not router.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Progressive. Save when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Golden Corral. Golden Corral honors our nation's heroes. When you spend the night on Broadway in Nashville, the next day the race cars are louder. I've done that a couple times. Let's go down to Carla.
Yeah, here with Ryan Ellis, who just got out of the Cares. And Senator, audition for you last week, obviously disappointed here. How disappointing is it for your day to end like that?
Extremely disappointed. I didn't know how good our car would be today, but it felt just as good as last week. We're kind of biding our time and really no idea what happened. We went to the restart and kind of turned into a parking lot. We made it because we had Apple on board Richmond and felt like we really could have had another top 10 truck. Sucks.
Thank you. Adam.
And thank you, Carla. Closed caption for this race brought to you by Tableau TV. Pay once, watch forever. Try this again. Michelle Creed on the front row, Justin Allgaier. Creed taking advantage of a good pit stop to go P1 on the restart.
If you're Connor Zilch, you doing anything different here?
I'm still going for the lead, man. All right. I actually wondered, based on the complaints of the last restart, would you take the outside left, the inside right here? It wasn't that bad, right? No, nothing on that inside.
It's not like his team got on the radio and said, no, that wasn't the 00 small. I think it's going to be good. I think he got the best car start on the outside lane. Not going to improve. So Creed's been able to help hold on strong. Obviously, still looking for that first career win. Should be a lot of fun here at the end.
79 laps to go. Here are the leaders in the Apple car. On another restart.
We have a lot of big gap this time on the restart, but pretty quick jump by Shelton Creed here.
And the line flashing out along back there. Double zero off the corner, sliding up clear. Allgaier second, Zilch there in third.
Gaines up the wall and chasing a little bit. And on those foul. It looked like Connor Zilch definitely was getting a lot more room than the double zero on that restart.
I'll tell you what, on track here, he's getting after it. Flip up, Carson Corporal, pushing out there, launching momentum, line drive through for a spot.
He's awesome, right? This is the cleanest the racetrack has looked all day. We are right back moving the ball.
Look at Chastain. I mean, he gets 2 for 1. Now he goes down underneath the 54 of Taylor Gray, trying to get that spot for position. Put him up to 7.
The buck draft down the front stretch to making the pass to the inside. I'm going to be calling it Chastaining from now on because he keeps doing that rinse and repeat.
How about Daniel Dye tonight in the 10? Just been an outstanding performance for him. Second in the series last year here in Nashville.
Really competitive run for Daniel Dye. Because he had to disappointed last week, kind of left the real fall off on the caution. Ended their day.
Free line to Creed, felt better.
Jesse Ruff thought about it.
do we think for Creed hopefully get away? We'll start to hook that bottom. It's going to be tight for these guys. This is that situation we talked about, that these guys are going to be lost too wide for quite some time if they want to stay disciplined. And I think that's who's going to win this.
Eyes closed for one long time. Alright. Checking on this. No, I guess.
And they're racing with the guy that won Rookie of the Year 2 years ago, Sammy Smith, the Thompson going down there trying to take a spot.
Tell it's nighttime, a little bit glow there on the left front rotor for Dean Thompson. He's a lot of break this race, especially down into turn one. More than you'd ever think you would.
Good report from Carla Pearson.
Yeah, here with Christian Eckes, he just left the Care Center. Obviously, a lot to react to in a short amount of time on that restart. What did you see?
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like the 0-0 sped it up a little bit and then slowed it back down and just kind of concentrated your action. And I thought we were going up 75 with 25 if anything. So, fortunately, I thought I saw some Maryland. That's the area that was fine with the fence. It was just good for us right now. Is to take it from the fence and just, I think we're always calling guys that we've got another race already. I guess we'll take these 2 weeks off to better regroup again.
A lot of disappointment for Christian Eckes, Kim. Let's check in with Dean Thompson, our Toyota driver update. Currently running in the pole position, trying to back up that best career finish last week. He had a Charlotte finishing 5th, and his team told me they think he is the leading slate. They said they have victory at Nashville. In fact, Christian Chris Bowen told me they actually lead too much. Tyler Reddick commitment to last year. So here goes that ring. I think exactly know what he needed because he drove the Xfinity car to show his resilience. They look to the difficult location around you. He's been very good. He did a great job avoiding that last wreck right now. Reminding him that it's going to be just on the edge because on the last stop, they went up on the track for Thompson and second position.
Just that step that was in the separation with 0-0.
Austin Hill.
The restart zone.
Can't imagine anyone that has no cause to the top 10 broadcast game here tonight. He's been so racy on his restarts. It's pretty tough to have off, but I'll tell you what he has one off. It's Connor Zimmer. He is heating up so free for the lead here. He seems like he's just able to stay committed to that painted line a little bit better than Sheldon has been. Inch by inches, he's close to that lead.
I like that line there. That was reinforced sort of a wide entry that kind of just got down to the bottom and actually gave great momentum. It's right to the middle.
He's looking for options. He's shaping up his line, like you said, the bigger lines, the straighter exits, because he's close enough to show this car that he can actually affect the balance of that 0-0 car when he gets closer to him in certain areas.
Connor Zimmer, 2 career wins, but did it on the road. And we knew what a great road racer he was when he came over, started driving at the Xfinity level. Wants to win on an oval, to put an exclamation point on his talent. Second last week started. Youngest driver to start a Coke 600, very good Sunday evening in NASCAR's longest race at the Cup level, running all but 2 laps, and here he is on the double zero for the lead in Nashville.
When you saw Sheldon adjust to that line, open I was just talking about, he immediately went to a higher entry, lower exit, and Connor had to respond to rolling back to wrapping that line. And see, he's getting right close to that left rear end.
Oh, he's going to push it off the track. That's the move he needed. He carried it there.
He's got a little bit of wiggle, and once the 0-0 got that into Connor Zimmer, brought it through. And we're talking about rhythm and momentum. Here's the 7 of all down there. These cars dancing around each other for the second spot.
He wanted to take advantage of Sheldon getting the news out of the groove quickly. He'll hope to make this pass down here at 340. Will clear the 0-0 here because he doesn't want to let that 88 get too far.
Very, very important for Justin as that pass for Connor was absolutely textbook in these cars. And he's going to look to make lap time now. He's got the best car in the field, one of the best guys in these type of irons, the real smaller irons. He's going to have to make lap time and really run a smart race.
It's really taking Justin what he was doing behind the 0-0 there, sort of reshaping the corner, changing his line. Now that he's got the green areas in the lead,
It's just like you said, Nathan Watson, what is the fastest line for that 88? Looks like we right on the box, you see him there, but what happens after the corner Thompson, with other choices he now has to make to try and extract that time out of the 88. 66 laps to go. NASCAR Xfinity Series at Nashville. And it's an 18-year-old on point, Connor Zillich around Shelby Junior Motorsports in Nashville.
We are the pros that know AC services inside and out. From professional grade parts to complete system solutions, we have everything you need to keep your customers cool and comfortable mile after mile.
Ooh, saucy. Hot. Why don't you just take it all home? After all these years.
What?
Where do you want to put the clutch from the bathroom? That's not the place for clutch. Outside your door, facing you, or right there at the door.
At the door.
Way up there the door.
Yes.
Facing the
Yes.
Yeah,
The owner and I are on speaking terms. Apparently the refills are limited. It's not okay.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, she came out fighting. 2 days old, she had to have an open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, you save me a lot of money. Save that extra $200-$300 a month. You do the math. The money we're able to save with using the Rolex, we're able to do all these extra activities. She can hit hard to for a little speed. So it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
The impetus for Element was just a recognition that my health was impacted by inadequate electrolytes. There was nothing on the market that met the needs. It tended between super high in sugar, woefully inadequate in sodium. When I finally did get my electrolytes on point, the light switch was flipped. We've seen this play out across thousands of health journeys. Although Element can be just as meaningful for you.
NASCAR on Prime, the Nashville Super Speedway. You can see me. Let me play you my favorite song.
Through Nashville tomorrow. NASCAR is on Prime. Starting at 38:45.
Tomorrow, Grand Slam track for Philadelphia concludes. This is where legends are made. Grand Slam track for Philly tomorrow, 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific on the CW. I love watching. Huge track fan. And a couple of times this year it's followed us on the CW with the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Saw earlier today, but each got to look forward to wrapping things up tomorrow in Philadelphia. You're a fast runner? No, I'm like a quick train with a 4-cylinder. You got way too much gear, and I ain't got that money. I'm going to change the subject. Aerial coverage provided by the Lucas Oil helicopter. I know you out on that subject. Did you? You were digging a So if you were digging a hole with a backhoe, no, I'm just speaking the truth there. And maybe Parker was digging all I got. Different kind of athlete over here. Different kind of athlete. A couple weeks ago, we did the Grand Slam track promo, and Parker got down here like a 4.40. I'm like, I did go out for a while. Well, 23, not now. Let's get back to this race, right? Yeah. We got real racing for all of us. So what do we Kim referenced what a great job that Dean Thompson is doing and what he did last week. And I just am so impressed with this rookie. Christopher Bell going to come over and drive for Santa from Mexico City in a couple of weeks' time.
feel like Sammy Smith has been in the middle of it all in the last. He's put a couple on that. He's been putting really tough spots.
Walton. Connor Zillich is your leader. Yeah. It's just that they were just able to get around him. They might have to pit one more time because if they go green all the way to the end, the Reese's one, the regular one. Yeah, but they lasted more than 1 day, Mom. I don't need to be chastised over it.
To get back to the top 10, it's exactly what he needed, that team needs to get in the second half of the regular season.
Yes.
Most likely they're not going to take you to win, but these kinds of runs build towards that ability to go and get that win.
Even a small victory, that hole is going to be what this team is excited about going into the next couple weeks and gives them the life they need to go after that winning streak. Because the company is contended to win races in some of the lower series he's been in, but this series is a big challenge.
Hockey's champion. I mean, he knows what it takes. So we're glad that Austin's here with us tonight. Kevin Drago in pole position. Shifting up with it. And I know Sammy Smith under attack by those rookies from Joe Gibbs Racing. 3 wide here for a bit out of 4.
3 wide.
Wow. Sammy finally chooses to go behind the 54. And I like that you said that. You've kind of been in a brawl all night. These are the nights you can net a top 10 a night like tonight. Sometimes those are the ones where you say, I really earned my money today.
Oh, wow.
Nothing there.
Option number 6.
What did you do that for?
They were racing for 11, 12, and 13 on track in that
You
situation.
just like went and then boom.
54, 18, and 8, just outside the top 10. And William goes for a slide. On the night 6, we're just saying, commentator curse. It's the announcer jinx for sure.
Well, it's tough because I pretty much did the same exact thing in the Cup race here last year. So, maybe easy for me to say that that's easy to do, but coming up on the race up in position, nowhere in the door, goes to the side block, and just let that.
Yeah, nice job. Just clips.
The frustrating of the recovery to get to that point. It also sets up these teams for a difficult spot with the tires for this thing last night.
Yeah, it's just like he wanted to go up there to side draft, and as you come off that corner, the track kind of falls away from you as you reference. It's kind of easy to do because of the shape of it and how it sort of works. And when you want to get up to the side draft, you want to do it early. It just got up there too quickly. And just misjudged it, trying to get up to the side. It's a difficult spot
because you're kind of looking over your right front. It's the furthest thing away from you from the driver.
Second places than any Piston Cup racer in history. It's not like he was losing to just anyone. For most of his career, Chip was competing at a high level against good weathers. At the end of his career, he faced the rise of lightning. Sure, he wasn't the best, but the truth is, Chip remained competitive for racing against actual legends. Sure, he's a cheater and a sellout.
It's like all guy just tossed his water bottle out of the car.
So then the question becomes, what actually held back? But before we get into that, of course, we need to highlight the fact that Chick Hicks did take home 1 Piston Cup alone, according to the defunct attraction of Walt Disney World, like Bruins Racing Academy. There were many vehicles. And this didn't sit well with him. Even Captain Tuggy's Racing Simulator challenged any virtual racing, proving that his win wasn't being pointed out. Of course, Lightning won. Personally, I think online shouldn't have to worry about bad guys.
Wow, Brandon Jones won the race off pit road.
Surfshark is a allows you to securely access the car.
It's like Creed got a spot over the 7.
Like Chick Hicks couldn't have been able to find lightning in Orlando, Florida if he was using Surfshark. So lightning was online and Surfshark doesn't just work for your computer. You can use it on your phone or tablet. In fact, one subscription gives you access to the Surfshark on an unlimited number of devices, so you can be safe whether you're at home or on the go. And then you have additional products like Surfshark Alert, up to date with any of your information like your usernames or credit card numbers, or at least all that and more is available with Surfshark. In fact, understand the subscription for my link, surfshark.com/Carlson, and you get 4 extra months of service and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, consider going to surfshark.com/Carlson to play on Surfshark. Now, while Chick Hicks won his piston cup dishonorably, it will probably never get close to like
Gosh.
Why did you like Clean better?
Was it extra large?
Because obviously wet cleans better than dry. Let's watch. The wet side clears, while the dry just smears.
It's just like our Plus Big Wipes. Best clean, hands down.
Showing this commercial. He has Chris Pratt, Jason Momoa, and Keke Palmer in it.
Wanting warrior content with power, sports model of the government and your families with life-changing programs and services.
Our real can be successful in a civilian career.
We stand by warriors and advocate for their needs going forward. They were by my side in the hospital, and they're still with me today. Through our programs, community, and advocacy, we've proven anything is possible. Learn more at woundedwarriorprojects.org/connect.
Great summer run coming your way for NASCAR.
Look at that. See that? Next Xfinity race is Mexico City.
And I am so fired up about our booth lineup. Austin, thank you for being here tonight. Ross Chastain going to join us in Mexico City. Blaney and Pocono, Kyle Busch coming back. The Deer on the streets of Chicago. Christopher Bell in wine country. Those last two. When you think about a dynamic perspective and the tracks we're going to, Hamlin at Dover, Kyle Larson at Indianapolis, who will be the reigning winner of the Brickyard 400. That's just awesome stuff. It's going to be really fun. Well, it's going to be fun. Let's restart. It is. So here we go. Brandon Jones had no tires. They did fuel only. That's why he was the first off. Zillich wins the race with those drivers that took tires. Zillich outside lane as we go to the end of the park. Restart time. Immediately tries to make it pretty wide. Get ready to call with those tires.
Here we go. All guys can get top spot.
To the race lead. That was a really big move to get control of this race back down to the bottom. Easily could have Brandon Jones do something on the goal. This big house car was power. Lead on the double zero shoulder. Everyone gets away from the roll of this
It looked like the double zero in the 19 made con.
That's not what he said on the radio. All the news there, man. Great fight back by Sean Green. Right out there. Bumper is right there and not letting the seven get away. This is setting up the longest run of the race that has been so green. So these guys are fighting for the control. The Connor is kind of relentless here. Evans Jr. Motorsports qualifies on the inside the top 10 with 44 to go. This is the deal we're focused on. All guys get started on the restart. Zilch hanging tough. And what Connor was able to do to pass Sheldon Creed the months prior was he started to open up that entry, re-profile in the corner of center stack, start to turn down and get momentum. He's going to have to find something like that, or just get to the rear bumper.
Well, the harder they fight, Sheldon Creed's just going to get drawn back up closer to the.
When you fix my room, when you didn't worry anything, I have those simple pictures. When you didn't worry everything, I'm thinking. Huh? I'm thinking. I cannot hear anything. I said I am thinking. I know I have those things. I have it language whenever I don't need it. Now I don't know it. Ako that so pag my bed. That
And I think Connor has a there's a he's searching on the racetrack looking for something to do, something different. It's your type of already for the fourth spot. Mayer restarts. They've never finished somewhere in the top 10. Fourth right now, coming out the wall. Also in the top 10, running seventh right now. You see it down in our bumper. He's another driver back to the thousand here. We talk about the top 10 races. Nashville Super Speedway Indian Track Series.
Oh, wow. Looks like the ZBRLC is taking the Sacramento sub this time around.
And it's frustrating, I'm sure, for him because victory here. And really, top five every time in the Cup Series. If you crash on the times here last season, so Chastain has really dialed in at this point. And he's feeling it coming off a victory in the Coach 600 Sunday night. You know, one thing I think that they need to, they're very equally matched. It's a great test and learning experience for them. It's not an if, but when he will win on an only they're so close. Look forward to it. But how he's able to potentially make this pass and get by the seven, if he's able to do that, that would be the lesson. This would be the tallest pass he's had in his short career in the Coach 600. In a one five car, it's so evenly matched to him. If you could have been able to bet Austin, just being able to follow this special Perrier, he's been
He's better or worse than Justin, and he's going to be making the same.
10 plus laps.
He's going to be the avoid more dangerous to his tires doing it, but I think whether it's a continue or if he's just that much better than Justin, the
Man, that was Scott Dina.
And I just think about the summer ahead. So check out here on what we got last Saturday in Charlotte, what you're seeing tonight. All guys are I mean, I'll tell you because all the Charlotte is really hard to get. Doesn't have to be 100%, but the surface is, you guys, I feel like we're going to be talking about not just in the summer, but in the fall. We got championship. It's really loose there down in the turn three. Kind of all get sideways, and then we got to the center. So the brakes were out exhausted. Down into three, into the center. That's not what you want to see on 88. You mentioned it. Running behind the seven so closely. Yes, I think you have a race car. Maybe you have a better race car, but you're doing more damage to the power just on that clean air ahead of you. We go back to last video. And all guys feel like it's going to win this show. You get caution. And some kind of, and Jim Coleman calls all guy in, and all guy says, I decided to stay out. Calls it all. Ultimately, they end up not winning the race. And Jim Coleman said, you know what, we raise a team, we lose a team. He said it on the radio, but I talked to him here yesterday, and he reiterated, and with some teams, you would say that's just team sweet custody. We did it's not. There was so much trust in that organization of a three-way crew. It's why they won a championship last season. And when you look at what Junior Motorsports has done, 5 wins, 4 drivers, they've really been good in the organization here tonight. And Corey Day had to spin first time here, and the 17 is starting to re-enter the race for like running the top 15. I would see that they were benefit tires as well. We haven't seen him again. But it's a pretty good run up through the field here. We're against these full-time guys and with a shot at the top 10 right first. Great thing. Really hard to see for the lead right now. Mitchell is kind of just trying to make a pass for this long guy. We see it throughout the night. Before he can come back from that spin, I think they would likely put on stunts at some point there. So they already
You're watching. Mom. Says my stream is quiet. By the way, there's no one there. My stream is quiet. There's no one there. Also see this.
It speaks to just how important this operation is for HMS. The last couple laps, Carlos looking a little bit faster than Justin Allgaier here, so we saw that slide. Let the front tires cool down again. Makes the runs out of just a little bit of a slide right there as well. We want to see too many of those are pretty good. When he was starting to take off faster laps than Justin.
That pretty much describes me pretty much.
Here's some 88 radio. I think that's great information with the last time. I think that's going to be a huge part. If you guys are any little match and talking to the driver, hey, he's starting to slow where you're going to get him. You know, that's the information you want to hear as a driver, right? But the last time I think is going to start to throw some things at Justin. He's going to have to really lean on his veteran experience. And you see right ahead there, that's the last time we're on the same straightaway. So Justin's going to throw it at top here. Marshall advantages. Lane continuing to use it.
Also, PBS also sued him as well. They sued the Trump administration for cutting funds, saying it violates the First Amendment. Jesus is way undoing the whole country all because he's angry about the first.
They got 36 on that range. And traffic will be, as you guys talk about, much bigger factor than what it was earlier in the race, which was basically non-existent. So a whole lot about that happened that we haven't experienced so far. One thing I'll say is you the lead car, that you got to be mentally knowing exactly where these cars are running. If you catch them, you plan you lap or two ahead. Mentally know you're only that cars running the bottom lap after lap one. You need to know how to go high or run to time that pass. You don't want to get caught out where you find that you don't remember that other car running exactly. And that's what you're relying on your spotter. And you know, they're trying to make deals with these guys. So get them right out of the way, right? It's the race on the line. If you see the 5 car go to the bottom jump for the first time in a long time, he's had to run up and understand what the cars are. So that's the first obstacle overcome for Justin. Each time there's a small one after that. If he sees a 2 wide speed, he's got a little bit of wiggle room. Blaine Hopkins, get around the 5 with Chris Wright. I don't know. All the league laps. 53 is not a bad deal. But when you start seeing guys that are on the tail end of the league lap and trying to stay there, they're going to race you pretty hard, not give you much room. They're hoping for a caution, maybe something to get them back in the game. They don't want you to get there, but also that was a net gain for the car around the 5 car. Kind of just come up a little bit. Don't want to have too many more of those. So far, it's been easy pickings for Justin Allgaier. He seems to be catching the exact right places and into the corners perfectly timed. But the cars is going to get harder and harder and harder to make the right decisions because you're going to get more competitive race cars the further up the field you go. You look at a guy like Andy Alfredo, he's a pretty smart guy, pretty savvy driver, you know, and he's just trying to fight on the lead line, like you said, Adam, and each one of these guys is going to be much more difficult to get around if they put the cars. And by the way, I want to give credit where credit is due. Maggio had gotten back on the lead lap, so he was a lead lap car. He was on the lap down. It was all Allgaier and Siller stuff for ninth place here. We got 254 of Gray. I look at Taylor Gray, you know what, he's 15 points below the cut line and just trying to hang it. It's not been a real easy day for him. New lane unlocked by Jesse Love there, 1 and 2. I don't think anyone's been that high on purpose. Insane 3 and 4 out of the group, basically the black scrubber that laid down. That was too much. It was 22, it did not work, but he was clearly on his rhythm there. He wants to use it. You see the 18 going down the wall there, but you see takes the journey, go right back up to it, all the way above the rubber on the racetrack, finding really, really new lanes.
Well, damn, William Sawalich going to the garage.
Got that run on the racetrack, and you either need to be looking for new lanes or be really, really good on the ball. Understandable for the box there, sounds like it's taking the engine issue. Went through a lot of very tall grass down there on the inside of the back stretch. You have to wonder if it tapped up on the radiator, potentially overheated that motor. A lot of issues that can happen for spinning out like that, or the engine spun backwards, running gear, and he spun out. Second, third hole, a 37 lap tonight. But unfortunately, he finished deep in the field. It would be and snaps a streak of consecutive top 15 finishes. Who's your favorite Burton here? I like them both, actually. I'm going to play this politically. Yeah, Burton 27, 25, Harrison Burton. You talk about drivers that need to be around to stay above the cut line. They're both there right now. Jeff plus 26, plus 5 for Harrison. What's been interesting about these two, if you look at this season, they just two teams trying to be off strategy on stages to get stage points. And it's worked for Jeff, and it's also worked for Harrison. They try to take these organizations that are typically fighting for the playoffs and get them into the playoffs. Harrison is sitting right on the bubble. Jeff has done a good job to be a couple positions up, about 27 points, 26 points up right now. They've had very similar seasons in how they've tackled these last few races. Well, you know, Jeff started the game early to try and get some stick points, and he got shut out on the well and didn't get them. So despite that, hanging around for another top 15, and as I said, 10 by the leaderboard at 26. That could change soon, though. Here comes Harrison in the 25. And Jeff's been doing it a while, driving for Jordan Anderson, but the impact that Harrison has made for the Xfinity Series for AM Racing has just been remarkable. Organizationally, they've done a great job of getting that program going in the right direction. More lap traffic for all guys there.
Yeah, and it's time for Jim Coleman to keep his driver pumped up here with 16 to go. Here's his recent cheerleading message on the radio. Veteran experience versus the young newcomer for sure. We'll see what kind of tricks Allgaier got up his sleeve.
I love this outboard shot. He goes down clear visor. He walks his eyes down the front. A peek at the ABM. We'll see exactly how far back he is. There it is, right there.
Yeah, Carzilla is not that far behind.
You got a camera now. He's still looking at it though, man. He's that look.
Well, Sheldon Creed just lost third place.
We love that, right? These guys, these teammates here battling as well for position here third, but it's clearly not over at the front of the field as well as at the back. And these two are only a couple of seconds back. As Mayer goes around pretty remarkable when you consider the run in all and how stout Sally is. But it's been for many laps here, this run has been faster than the leaders several occasions in clean air. So obviously it's 2 seconds back here as they get around his teammates and they'll be able to get this thing out and manage through track. Maybe I think it'll be important for him, but maybe a little too far back behind the shot at that moment. Mayer hasn't won this year, but he's a really good road racer. 3 of our next 5 on road and street courses. So the door perhaps opens for him to get family in. Again, maybe a trend there. I have a lot of high hopes for Ford here at NASCAR. I feel like this fits their motors in a lot of respects, where they make power in these Ford motors. And you know what, though? It's just the City Motorsports cars that continue to be really fast all year. Yeah, and Chevy hasn't been quite as dominant tonight with Soares winning the pole, leading those laps, and Creed split the time out front. So Toyota and Ford have had some good moments tonight. But at the end of the day, it's going to be 2 more stage wins for Chevrolet. They're going to be 3 more laps than anyone. And in line for another victory in 12 to 14 races this year. And it's 12 laps to go for Justin Allgaier, who's starting to drift away just a little bit at the front. Yeah, that last lap, Carzilla lost about 4/10. Something went amiss during that lap, lost a huge chunk of time. That's frustrating, honestly. Well, he's got a car between now. Justin has some security. He's got that 99 car. He's going to have that 14 car. He's going to have 2 cars in between him. I think he's going to be looking in that mirror a couple less times down the first straightaway this go around, because he's able to manage this now.
All right, 11 laps to go here at Nashville for the Xfinity race. Allgaier leads. Connor Zillish, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, and then we got battle for 5th here between Chastain and Eric Almirola. Looks like we're going to have 3 junior motorsports cars finish in the top 10.
This was one and then maybe before it's like a divider. There are all different kind of nails.
10 to go.
And only one part is good for hanging things. Yes. One of these is a new one where you got this from the headboard, right? Like here. Yes. This is a new one that I just put this on. This week. That's the reason I feel very sewing, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's when I found my weekly.
So here, get the left rear Sheldon Creed earlier. He got about as close as you could right there. Rob Chastain without touching. He wants to stop back. And I thought the title was over, but they're sucking it up, man. It's still using that airbag. He's trying to keep it in order, trying to get that NASCAR out of the racetrack. Trying to see if they get some momentum on the outside. Center, but not quite able to get to the power. Oh, let's get back out. That's an opportunity here. This is our longest green flag run up the night. 40 laps from 7 to go in the race.
7 to go. And 6 to go. Yes. Um, 1.2 seconds. Yeah, I don't think there's caution's gonna happen.
And they could not got to this position 4 different ways. Austin Hill starts on the front row and sort of spit back throughout the race. Jesse Love sort of back to 15th has worked his way forward continually. And there they meet fighting for 7th late in this race. Every point position being a point. 27 Jeff
Look,
48
you can see the battery.
There's another 5 to go. Four to go.
What he does so well, that is wrapping the bottom and placing the overall
Triple A battery. Triple A. This is Triple A battery. That's all. Like that. 1, 2, 3 batteries. I have batteries in my room.
3 to go. I mean, Allgaier's not going to be denied a win tonight, that's for sure.
Headphones, it's like to listen. And you shut it off, see? It comes with the headphones, I think.
2 to go.
It needs headphones to help you listen to the sound around you. It needs headphones. It has headphones to
Good,
go
Gray's
to
got
so
an
you can
issue.
hear what's going around. It's called Listen Up.
50-54 still going. White flag, 1 lap to go. Yeah, there's just no way. Yeah, Allgaier's long gone. Off turn 4, down the front straight. Allgaier wins Nashville. 3rd win this season. It's his 2nd one at Nashville. Well, he's the only repeat winner at this track. With 101 laps.
28 career wins. Passes Jeff Burton for 9 on the runs list. That is serious redemption. 61-point days with the referencing. That's winning both stages and the fastest lap, which pays a point as well. He's winning fastest lap. So that's not a point you can get on a day. You'll never mention that. the case complete.
And you can put them on, have maybe one league control,
Three victories this year. You guys talk about the points that adding is advantage.
there are three just here, three buttons, three and plus one.
At the end of the year, or do you finish that off? Such a metric, what you expect out of Justin, but I feel like everything I've thrown at this team, it's all tough. So good road, just executed a restart. I can't think of a single
One,
thing
when
All
you're
Geyer won.
the greeting oil in your pipe. Yeah, you don't want to hear what they're talking about.
Yeah. Why is it every time I get to the end of these races, you always show up all the fucking time? Anyways, All Geyer climbing through the top.
Here, only this gun, keep it in your pocket.
leads over 100 once again. This
I have everything here.
six wins this season for JRM for four different drivers.
Closes the hatch.
Justin Allgaier.
Wow. Y'all really need to take your conversations to the kitchen or something. Cause okay, I'm serious. Every time, no, can I speak, please? Why is it every time we get to the end of these fucking races, Grandma always shows up? I'm like, take it to the kitchen for God's sake. You always do this every single effing time, no matter which race it is. Fuck.
I screwed him over last week by making a pick call that had equally as good of a caller. But this Hellman's Chevrolet was just absolutely on rails. I see the kids are here. There's no cooler feeling than win. At a place like this, Nashville, the fans here are incredible. This race is.
Well, this car Zilch had a strong showing tonight.
That I really wanted to get a second guitar for both kids have a guitar, so they can fight over both of them or one of them, whatever.
The Ford's are going to have to win sooner or later, and they might get in the next one at Mexico City. Daniel Dye had a good run tonight. How about that? Corey Day finished 12th. Okay, not a bad day. Could have been a lot better. Brandon Jones, Harrison Burton. I was hoping Nick Sanchez would have a good run tonight. Jeffrey Earnhardt, last car on the lead lap.
It worked. You know, standing victory lane is pretty special.
You mentioned that restart. Let's walk through it. Tell me how you got the lead.
I didn't know what to do.
Damn, that's a shame for William Swatch. He actually had a good race day, and then it all came undone after that wreck. Fuck, so frustrating.
I wasn't sure how good it was going to launch, so I didn't start finish line. We had to go to get to his inside, and they just obviously having clean air, being out front, you know, raced a lot of fun with Connor there. And I knew whoever of the two of us got up front was going to be the difference maker, and ultimately was out. So it was a great day.
Congratulations, enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Hello and Harper both have guitars now. Justin Allgaier, a winner at Nashville for the second time.
They're playing a happy tune, no doubt.
And just like that, Allgaier is going to strike the musical chord tonight and win his second guitar. All right, not a bad race. I was hoping those Fords would give him something, but you know what? Can't hate Allgaier. He's just making the most of it.
Before taking Breztri for my COPD, I had bad days. Days ruined by flare-ups. That could permanently damage my lungs. Then I talked to my doctor about Breztri, and I noticed things changed. Breztri gave me better breathing. Starting within 5 minutes, my lung function improved. Breztri also helped improve my symptoms and was even proven to reduce flares, including those that sent me to the hospital. Now, I worry less about bad days and enjoy more good days.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for 7 breathing problems.
It's not for asthma. Tell your doctor.
Hey, that's going to do it for tonight. Also, several IndyCar drivers like Colton Herta, Alex Palou, they were asked if they were going to go to F1 and race for Cadillac's F1 team, but Colton Herta and Alex Palou turned it down. Palou even said he wants to win another Indy 500. And Colton Herta says, yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere. Besides, I'm hearing rumors that Sergio Perez could come back and join that team. Anyways, that's going to do it for this live stream. I hope you all enjoyed tonight. Junior Motorsports was the best team all night. And I kind of had a feeling that Justin Allgaier was going to be the car to beat. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. My top pick, Eric Almirola, he came close. That's for sure. Man, Allgaier was literally my second pick to win tonight. Oh well, I just went out on a whim and just picked whoever. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this stream. Next Xfinity race is Mexico City. I definitely can't wait for that. That race is gonna be fun. There's gonna be Cup guys in it, but you know what? All these drivers are race. Yeah, all the drivers in today's Xfinity field are gonna be first timers at Mexico. So yeah. Anyways, I'll see y'all tomorrow for the IndyCar race. Hope that race will be good, regardless of other circumstances. But let's see how it goes. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time. All right, bye everyone. Peace out. Peace.